Thank you so much for joining us on episode 23 of Lunch Out Loud Ottawa. My name is Nick Bachewski.
And I'm Andrew Miller.
And of course, Lunch Out Loud Ottawa is the podcast that promotes the people, places, and events and music that makes Ottawa an incredible city. And today we're doing the show live at DNS Barbecue out in Carlsbad Springs. So not exactly in Ottawa, but still, it was on a TV show last year, and it's some really good food out here.
Some good Southern comfort food.
Exactly right. So thanks so much. We're over 500 likes on Facebook. If you can keep sharing, telling your friends about us, subscribing on iTunes, and retweeting us on Twitter, that'd be great. We want to get this going. A special thank you to Stephanie Taylor-Baptiste for a great article in the Ottawa Citizen this week. That was a lot of fun to do.
Absolutely.
That was our first time doing that. So we'll catch up. Today we're with Michelin Masson. Masson. Sorry about that.
Sorry, Nick's from Guelph, everybody, so his French is a little rusty.
From Property Stage, she's an incredible home stager, so it's part of our value-added series that we like to put on. So we'll catch up with her in a bit, but first we want to link you in with some of this. All right, so what you heard there was Cheating by the Rules from 3 Times Lucky. They'll be performing at the Ottawa Blues Fest on Friday, July 5th.
That was 3 times good, I think.
From 7:30 to 9 p.m. at the Barney Danson Theatre at the Ottawa Blues Fest. So the Barney Danson Theatre is the small theatre that's inside the War Museum. So some people have a hard time finding that one.
Oh, wow.
So,
I didn't even know there was a theater inside the War Museum.
Absolutely. That's some great acts, or a lot of the acts that we've had on the show.
Even I learn something new every week.
There you go. So 3 Times Lucky, a group of journeyman musicians entertain listeners through music that resonates with amazing earthy tones through the use of multi-layered vocals, dynamic keyboard work, bluesy guitar riffs, and a solid rhythm section. It's very appropriate for the DNS barbecue that we have here. So that song was off their sophomore CD, Down to Texas. Texas from Ottawa is quite a long way. So
down to Texas.
Right after their debut CD, Mojo Ofa Muddy. So awesome stuff. You can see them performing this weekend at the Atomic Rooster from 4 to 8 p.m. They'll play the Black Sheep Inn on May 19th. You can see them at Greenfields on June 7th. Of course, the Blues Fest, and also at the Cowboy Blues and Rib Fest on August 17th. So lots of stuff coming up from that band. So anyways, let's get to know Michelin a little more.
How you doing, Michelin?
Good. Thanks for having me.
Hey, no problem.
Thanks for bringing us out here.
Yeah, DNS. Good food out here.
It's fantastic. It's
This is one of your hot spots?
I actually live close by, so it's a great place for some pulled pork. It's my favorite.
It is. I just had the pulled pork as well, and it was delicious.
Fantastic.
It was.
So, excellent. You don't come from Ottawa, but you grew up around Ottawa, right?
I grew up in Ottawa. I'm from Ottawa.
Yeah.
I grew up pretty much in Cumberland, and then we moved to Hammond. So I was a country girl.
Okay.
And I love it out here. It's a great place to live.
And you're still living out in the country now?
Yeah, I live in Vars.
In Vars now.
Right in the town of Vars, or are you right in the country?
Closer to Navan.
Oh, okay.
So I love where I live because it's country, but I can get pretty much anywhere within 20 minutes. All highway, it's easy. It's
easy
good.
Right into downtown Ottawa.
No traffic.
No traffic.
No, yeah, absolutely. I always suggest to people that it is a good area out here, Vars, Embrun. Coming, any routes to the city. I mean, Canada's obviously a little bit congested. Coming from Orleans, a bit congested, but from this route, you seem pretty solid, right?
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Awesome.
Any other type of favorite restaurants or activities you like that keep you out in the country here?
Not too much here. Orleans has a couple good restaurants. I find I'm very picky with food, so Rangoli's is one of my favorite Indian restaurants.
Oh,
just for flavor-wise, it's amazing. Cornwall actually has my favorite Thai food.
Really?
I haven't found one in Ottawa.
What's the name of that place?
That's Tom's
Is that Tom's Kitchen? That's my best friend.
Nice.
Yeah,
That-
I've known him since grade 5, actually.
That's
and
awesome.
him and his mother opened that
Yeah,
up.
exactly.
Yeah.
No, they're super nice people, and I was just there actually on Saturday, and we had an amazing meal. Love it there. Still trying to find something close here, but haven't
Silver
found
Spoon,
it.
I think, is the closest that I've found in Ottawa that even remotely comes close to as
I'll
good
have
as
to
her
try
cooking.
it. Yeah,
She is a
it's
hell of a
phenomenal.
cook, I'll tell you that.
Really?
Oh yeah,
it's
you can get some
fantastic.
dishes there. Like I don't know, the two that I get. There's one seafood mix in a coconut
Yeah.
that comes in the coconut, like hollowed out, and then another one is a shrimp and rice dish where it's on a half-cut pineapple. And I mean, everything there is authentic. They even brought in all their furniture from Thailand.
You know what?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it's amazing.
My
love
favorite
this.
is the red curry, chicken red curry,
Yeah.
and it's just made like perfectly. I haven't found a place that makes it, and I use that one to compare. So
Oh, wow.
yeah,
Well, that's great. She's going to be quite happy to hear that.
Yeah.
Word is reaching out all across the nation.
you pretty much have to reserve now because on
do.
Saturday they couldn't take walk-ins; they were that busy.
Yeah,
and it's very good.
they actually started as out in Moose Creek, and she would only do stuff on the weekends out of a little takeout stand.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and then she got so busy just doing that they said, okay, well, we might as well open up a restaurant.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's
awesome.
fun time for another story on that one.
Yeah.
Well, thanks very much, Michelin. So tell us a bit about what got you into homestage and what made you start. Did you see a need for it in Ottawa?
Basically, for me, I love looking at houses online, and for me, it was looking up. You know, you go online to look at the houses, and you're looking at them and go, "Wow, if they only did this, or if they did," you know, because the pictures are what gets people in to see the home.
Absolutely.
You know, so if those don't look their best, then you're missing out on potential clients. So I used to, you know, just look at different photos, and it kind of inspired me, like, why don't people have some help to get them listed? I used to do, well, I was a personal trainer for years, and then on the side I did flips and construction. I got sick,
really?
so I can't actually do a lot of the work anymore. I'm better now, but I have to be careful with my lungs. And I decided to take a staging course. I find you either have to have it or you don't. When in staging and design, you have to have that eye, especially in this business. It's pretty quick. Like, I walk into a house and I have to have the layout, you know, what's going to go here, what's going to go there, what's going to happen, leave them a to-do list. So it's pretty quick, and I love it. It's a challenge sometimes.
Yeah, can you explain more about when you have a client? Walk us through what you would do with the client from initial consultation.
Generally, I'll go into the house, ask them if they know what a stager does, like answer any quick questions. Generally, I get a full tour of the home, and from there, it just depends if I'm doing it a two-part, where I do a full consultation, leave them with a to-do list, and then I come back just before the photos, kind of do the final touches there. Or I do an all-in-one where I go in for 3 hours, just moving things around. So it depends on which one we're doing, but that's basically the two main options that I work with.
Right on. So, I mean, myself being a realtor, I like to think of you guys as the buffer between us whenever, you know, we kind of go into a house and you know that, you know, there is some things that need to be done. How do you handle some people? I mean, it's obviously hard. I mean, some people take it to heart sometimes whenever you're basically telling them that, you know, some of their furniture isn't up to par, or, you know, their particular style isn't for everyone. How do you kind of buffer that to some people to ease the pain on them, you know?
Yeah, sometimes it's hard because I always say that, you know, life is good and then it's bad, and there's always, you know, the in-betweens. I go in houses and sometimes, you know, people are happy to move, other times they're not happy. Kids are upset, you know, they don't want you to touch anything, divorce, death. So, you know, they don't teach you that in the course when you go in there. You know, you have to have that, you know, side of understanding going in there.
Yeah.
And like, just for a quick example, I had a lady. She was in the house for 40 years, and, you know, sweetest old lady, just kind of like recommends, like, I think we have to move this chair because it's really blocking, like, people can't walk by here, and just total flip. Like, she just was like, you know, this is my chair. I've sat in it for 40 years. So I kind of broke it down and said, look, we won't move it. How about I show you what I do? So I went in the basement where it's a little bit less, like, people don't care as much in the basement. Noticed that there were certain things that needed to be changed. I said, just give me the chance to show you what I can do. If you don't like it, I'll put it back. And she came downstairs and loved it.
Yeah.
She actually moved that chair herself. And
Yeah, no way.
Yeah,
That's
it was
fantastic.
awesome. And they sold very quickly, so it was really good.
Now that's one of the reasons we really wanted to bring you on, because it's just been incredible seeing your work and seeing the great recommendations from people that do receive services from home stagers. So I guess what are some of other success stories? I know Shane Curry, who was on this show, I think in episode 3 or 4,
Right around
Christmas.
Yeah, Christmas.
He had nothing but great things to say because he thought it was going to take a very long time to get that home sold. I remember talking to him about it before, and then he's just like, wow, it just took one day.
Yeah,
Like,
it
wow,
sold
that
in a
process-
few hours. Yeah, and it was awesome. He had a really nice place, a lot of stuff, nice stuff to work with. So for me, it was just going in. They already had the painters in there. I did suggest the color in the kitchen was a little white, which made the space feel cold.
So what do you do in that aspect then?
I do color consultations for a lot of painters in the city.
Okay.
So, and I also include it in my staging consultation, because a lot of the times if people are going to paint, they'll be like, oh, I'll just paint white. And I'm like, well, no. If we can paint a color, let me choose it. And, it'll make the space more welcoming. White is very cold.
Yeah.
So, if you can pick a color, it's always best.
So did he repaint that room?
Yeah, he repainted. Even he thought like it wasn't right. So we painted that a little bit warmer color. I brought in some rental furniture, and then I used my inventory, set it all up, and Friday I'm taking it all out. So it was really quick.
in terms of your own inventory, when you are staging, what percentage time do you bring in stuff of your own?
It's normally for the vacant properties, or sometimes if...
But what if there's paintings that no, that won't fit, like the painting I'm looking at right now?
Yeah, it depends on the house. Sometimes some of the buyers are okay with investing a little bit of money, and I'll tell them, I always try to use what's in their house first. That's number one.
Yeah.
So people are often really shocked of what happens when you take one painting from here, move it to another side. Staging is different from living. Whereas you don't need artwork on every single thing.
Yeah.
You just want the focus to be in certain areas. So that allows me to take an artwork or something and move it to somewhere else. I'm very good with colors, so I can look at a painting and look, this doesn't look that great here, but if we move it in this space, it just finishes the space, or it just pops the space, especially over a fireplace or something like that. But yeah, if they absolutely need stuff, I'll bring something in, or I'll recommend just going out and buying something. Sometimes it's cheaper for them to just go buy a $20 artwork instead of me, bringing in stuff. So I always, the client is my number one. I'm there to help people. I'm not there to charge them all this money and whatever. If I can help them save a bit, even $100 at the dollar store, you can go far, with little things. And
there's a lot of
things.
stuff at Dollarama that you can
and you can
pick
make
up.
stuff. It's being creative and moving things around. It's a challenge, and I love it absolutely.
Well, let's talk a little bit about pricing. I mean, like you said, there's usually an initial consultation.
Yeah.
And then you can obviously take it to a whole nother level. I mean, I know a lot of people, they're kind of hesitant as soon as you bring up stagers. All they see in their head is how much it's going to cost them. But as I know and you're going to get that money back whenever you resell the home, right? So
it's an investment for sure.
Exactly. So, a bit of your pricing options, what do you have out there for people, sort of thing?
And generally, a lot of real estate agents do offer it as part of their services.
Oh, absolutely.
All inclusive in
more
the
are
services.
doing that now.
Absolutely.
They understand the value.
I like seeing that from. So if you are selling your home, look for real estate agents that
absolutely.
that do offer these extra services, and there's full ranges.
Well, it helps the client, and it also helps the realtor. Because
Absolutely.
people see,
absolutely.
they see your listing. So if you're showing something that just looks, not that great, whereas you could have somebody just come in, because I'm telling you, it's amazing what, small things with no budget. I've gone in 3 hours in one, just moving things around. Sometimes it's just those everyday personal items people don't see when they live in the house every day. they get accustomed to it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they don't see that anymore. It's like, toilet seats down, these, put things away. Put your
That hurts
personal
me the
things.
most, I think, of anything is the toilet seats. So many people, they just leave them up constantly. I'm like, well, why can't you just put them down?
Yeah.
Or,
Yeah.
like...
But if it isn't included with the real estate agent, what are you looking for in prices for consultations?
Like a general verbal consultation starts at $150.
Yeah.
And then you could do...
So for
basically
that consultation, you basically go through and just kind of give them
everything.
small
Go
advice
through-
sort of thing.
Yeah,
and-
go through the house, pretty much everything. If they want it all written down, then that's an extra cost.
Yeah.
Or I can send them like a full email report. I have a package that's, pretty much if you're able to invest $300,
That's
that
pennies. That's pennies when you're
It is, I
selling
mean-
a house
yeah,
for $400,000.
I always number one, I try to be fair. I'm not. I know I'm not the highest price in Ottawa. I charge $75 an hour, and I know there's people that charge $90. To me, $75 is fair, and I charge that for the first 2 hours, and then I drop it to $65 after that. So basically, you can do a full consultation and final touch staging. That's a package that I offered, and it's very popular with people because it gets them the chance, to do the work, see what needs to be done. Have all, I hear a lot of people saying it's great to have the help because a lot of them don't know what to do or they're really stressed. And I go in there, here's your list of to-dos. This is your budget. I recommend doing this. Yeah. Sometimes people will focus on this over here when they should be focusing on this. Because putting all your effort into this isn't going to do anything for the sale of your house. So I try to give them, different options and help
some
them.
incredible coaching.
Somewhat of a prioritize the thing that they should be worried about, right?
Exactly, and it's to help them because as I always say to people, if you succeed, I succeed. It's not about just me and making money in this way. It's my clients are. This is why I got into this job.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely. So we're just going to take a quick break, and then we'll be right back with Michelin. We're going to listen to a part of "Lost Your Good Thing." I just love the saxophone. So enjoy this song. We'll be right back. So again, that was 3 Times Lucky with Lost Your Good Thing. So catch them this weekend at the Atomic Rooster in the afternoon on Saturday. It's going to be a beautiful day out. So we're back with Michelin.
I've never been to Atomic Rooster. Have you ever been there?
Yeah, it's right.
I heard
near
it's
Mice.
awesome, eh?
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah,
it's fun
cool.
times in the afternoon.
Anyway,
Diverse crowd.
Like you said, we're here with Michelin, the home stager extraordinaire. You obviously must be really busy this time of year. I know spring market obviously is one of the busiest times. There's a lot of competition out there, so houses have to look their best. Do you find you have to change kind of your staging techniques depending on the season? I mean, it's springtime now. Are you putting more flowers in houses and things like this, or is it pretty standard across the board, depending on the time of the year or whatnot, right?
Definitely more focus on outside now that I do a full consultation inside and outside.
So you actually work on some of the landscaping.
Yeah, so I'll help them out, give
whatnot.
some suggestions, whatnot.
That's a huge deal breaker there, the outside, I think.
It's the first thing when you pull up and that's what you see. So the winter, don't focus on that so much. Wintertime is basically making sure it's clear. Nobody's going to take a flip in your laneway. You make sure it's all clear. Other than that, in this time of year, right now we're in the messy part.
It's a little sloppy out there.
Yeah, it's a little messy. So for me, it's like just raking it up, making sure that it looks as best as it can. Sometimes mulch is a quick thing. If you don't have any flowers growing yet, just tossing some mulch on top. That helps, fill in the spots.
For sure. And I mean, especially like you said, taking care of the outdoors. I think that's beginning to be much more of a priority for people, especially now that you're seeing more and more shows coming out on HDVT or HGTV, like Decked Out and things like that, right? People are spending a little more money, I find, on their backyards, and you know, they absolutely should look their best, and that'll, you know,
People
ultimately
want, I find, compared to before, because before you didn't have staging and whatnot. You know, you had some people, you know, doing little things, but nowadays people's standards, especially potential buyers, are higher.
Yeah.
They're looking for a moved-in, ready house. They don't want to move in and do a lot of work. There's still those people who don't mind doing work.
But the thing is
Save a
the
couple.
people that want to do the work,
Yeah.
they want to pay the price for it, right?
Exactly.
So, I mean, everyone wants that turnkey, right?
Yeah, exactly. So there's still the market of the people who are looking for those deals because they want to do their own work. But majority, they're looking for that house that's ready to go. Just move in, don't have to worry about things. So that's where staging comes in, and making sure, you know, giving people the options of what they can do to help maximize and get the most for their money.
Where do you pick up a lot of your inspirations? Are you a big HGTV watcher?
I actually don't have cable, which is funny. I watch a lot of movies. That's my thing.
You look at the staging on maybe movie sets?
Not
Or do
really.
you read a lot of like home, like I don't know, house and home magazines or things like that, or
To me, it's
Websites? Pinterest?
Yeah, I see. Yeah, I definitely look at photos. I'm so busy. You know, when I walk into a house, I just see what they have and trying to use that for my inspiration, because every home is different.
Yeah.
But there's some people that have too much. You know, if they have the one country setting and it's just a bit overpowering, you know, not everyone's going to like that. But you know what? If you tone it down, you move things around, it's about showing off the space. Or sometimes people think, you know, they're not buying your stuff. So that's where you minimize it, but you still, for me, it's important to show it welcoming. You know, some people clear everything off and you walk in and it's like, where did you put all your stuff?
Yeah.
Well, I knew you were coming, so I put everything away.
I have that a lot where clients will walk in and they're
Bring
saying,
it
does
out.
anybody even live here?
Yeah,
Or?
it's like bring stuff back out. So it just has to be in certain places, and that's where, you know, homeowners have a difficult time because they're attached to these pieces.
Yeah.
You know, they love everything. It's in their house for a reason. So having somebody who's not attached to things, like myself, just go in and be like, okay, that looks awesome here. This looks here. This is what we're going to do, and move it around. So it's fun.
I think it's very important that you mentioned that. I think a lot of people, I see a lot of homes and they end up all looking the same in the end. You know, you can have a stager out there and they'll have the same stuff in every house that you see, and they end up looking the same. I think it's very important what you said, is that use what they have already.
Yeah.
And-
Well, it doesn't cost a lot.
Well, that's it.
Saves some money.
You know, it puts that extra little bit into the house, and it makes it, like you said, feel that much more warm and to potential buyers.
And that's what we love on this show is presenting to listeners that when there's a new, you know, stagers, and we've had other ones in the past where interior designers where people think, oh no, they instantly shove it off and say, no, we're not going to get that, because instantly it's extra cost because they're already buying another home, they're already doing something else. They want to put it out of their mind.
Yeah, you can't see it as cost. You got to see it as investment.
But it's incredible what Michelin can do with just people's homes and making it as cheap as possible. $200 to make an extra $5,000 and sell it on time to get your other home it's just a no-brainer to me. Like that's
And especially if the realtor helps pay for the cost.
Exactly.
Like
Yeah.
you know, it's,
And most of us
it's
do,
why
like you
would you
said,
turn
I
it
mean-
away? Yeah, for sure.
Oh, it's
Unless
exactly.
you're going with like Comfrey or Grapevine, not to trash them or anything, but best of luck to you.
Exactly.
But
You're
still,
not-
But
it's
you
like,
can still
you know,
hire Michelin if you're
that's
going
it.
that route, you
If
know?
you're still selling on your own, that's just even more important, you know, to get
Absolutely.
somebody to help you out.
Oh, for sure.
It's crazy.
For sure. How would you, I know we were talking a little bit earlier about prioritizing things that sellers should do for their home. What would you say are some maybe your top 3 tips or top 3 priorities that you would say are like minimizing personal items or maximizing space?
you might be giving them right there. You might be cutting-
paint colors, whatnot, you know.
Yeah.
What are your...
top 3.
Top 3.
Michelin's top 3
Right off the
things.
bat.
yeah.
All right.
I mean, and I know it obviously depends on the home. Some might have
Yeah.
some things better, but like what are some of the main
Number
things that
one,
you look into?
you know, the quickest way to make, and that's what I was showing you pictures earlier of the house I just
Mm-hmm.
listed, paint. Paint is not expensive. You can do it yourself or you can hire somebody.
Yeah.
And it's a very big impact on the house.
Okay.
The right color can really change the space. My sister, for example, bought a house last year, and she saved quite a bit of money just because nobody could see the potential in this house. And I said, you got to jump on this because it's just the colors. Because most people walked in and thought they had to change the tile because the colors that were picked just made the tile look crazy. Like, it just didn't work. And this house looks amazing now.
Yeah. Well, that's it. Some people think that, you know, they love purple and they think that that bright purple is going to be a fan with everybody, and it's not.
No, it's not.
So what else?
Okay, so we got paint. Cleanliness is a big thing. You know, just being clean, that's really, really important because a lot of people get turned off.
Right away,
and I find
in the
right
stuff
if you come
right
out the front door, and
Yeah.
you know, I've been to a house where the front door was so dirty I didn't even want to walk in when I was looking for a house. And you walk in and the
they're
smell,
selling that house.
Yeah,
Like,
and the
that's-
smell's just
that's
coming
just
through,
crazy.
and you're just like, you know what, I don't even want to go in.
And it's true. And people think, in my mind, I think, you know, if you see something that's not clean, if they can't clean, what else are they neglecting in the home, right?
Yeah.
So who knows?
The other thing that I can think of is the photos. You know, we talked about this earlier. Those are number one. So going through your stuff, you know, you want to show off the floors. And this is where people get, they're so emotionally attached to their stuff. They don't know what should go, or they think this looks good, but when you get another eye in and they can be like, you know what, this looks great, but it'll look better over here, and it'll just accent this piece, or it'll highlight this area because it's a great selling feature. So using what you have and just moving around. But, you know, showing off the floors, because people think, sometimes they forget that they're buying the house. They're not buying your stuff, and that's important. So, you know, your carpet that you love and you got on travels, you know, it's beautiful, but you need to show off the floors, because sometimes random carpets and spots mean, are they hiding something under? And I've had people say, should we just cover it up? It's like, no, they're buying this house, so, you know, just show it off. If you don't have time to fix something, don't try and cover it up. Don't try to hide it. Show it off.
Great,
Absolutely.
great. Well, thanks so much, Micheline. Now, how can people reach you? What is the easiest way? I know you're awesome on Twitter, so Property Staged is
Yeah.
very easy to get a hold of you. What about website, Facebook?
Propertystage.ca.
Easy.
That's my website. And Facebook, I'm on there too. You can find me.
Well,
There you go.
you can just
Micheline
click on the
Massel.
link on
Yeah.
Facebook.
Yeah.
And you have the awesome wrapped car that you'll see
you
around
can
the city.
pretty much see me
From
coming for a
K6
while.
Media and Tristan.
Yeah.
So
Awesome wrap.
thank you so much
Awesome.
for
Yeah,
being
thanks a
on
lot
this.
for a lot of advice.
Thank you.
Will you stick around and talk some events going on this weekend?
For sure.
What
and
are you
we're-
doing this weekend?
We're
You got
going to
big
order
plans
some
besides-
smoked cheesecake.
Oh, yeah.
What are you up to this weekend?
You know what?
Work, probably.
It's my sister's birthday, so we're going to go out to...
Well, we'll give you some options right now.
yeah, so we're
Okay.
going out for some good dinner somewhere. So
All right, well,
maybe
we'll
give
give
me
you the
some
options. All right.
choices.
So tonight we got Carlson's return, which is going to be awesome. I don't know if that's 100%. It might be now. But
You
and
heard it
also-
here first.
And you also have the NFL draft, so that's big for Andrew and I. And
Oh,
there's
yes.
there's also an NFL Youth Flag Football League that's starting this year, which
Oh,
I
really?
found, which is pretty interesting that you're seeing the NFL doing things in smaller markets, and that's a
Crazy.
great idea. So tomorrow night you got Herd Magazine's 3rd edition release party, and that's going to be at the Mercury Lounge starting at 8 p.m. to 12 p.m.
That'll be fun.
or 12 a.m.
12. It's going to be a long party.
It's going to
Yeah.
be long. You're going to get music from Little Stella and rap from Jesse Dangerously. You're also going to see the debut music video for Little Stella that I was part of.
That Nick's going to be in.
It's going to be awesome with Jack Pine Media. And you also have the last edition of Nature Nocturne for before October.
Oh, really? That's going to be the last one?
It's the last one before October. They might do something outside. Who knows?
Oh, crazy.
Saturday, you got the Wicked Mercies CD release party at Irene's. So we've had them on the show. That's going to be an awesome release party. That'll be a lot of fun. Sunday is a crazy busy day out in the capital. So it's going to be so nice outside.
Sunday.
So you can. This is what you should do. You're going to start at the Vintage Clothing Show at the Ottawa Convention Center at 10 a.m. You're going to have a lot of fun there, buy some great vintage clothing. Then you're going to head over to Woody's for their 3rd annual Send
chili.
Smile charity chili cook-off.
Food.
So that's going to be and that's going to be with 10 awesome restaurants from down Elgin Street. So you're going to have Oz Cafe versus the Standard versus Woody's versus...
That's a lot of chili to be
It's like, yeah, for $12 you're going to get about 2 pounds of chili. So that's
Nice.
pretty sweet.
Nice.
After that...
How am I going to wash all that down, Nick?
I don't know. I know. You're going to go to Kitchissippi Beer who's
Oh,
having
I
their
like the sounds of that.
3-year anniversary from 12 to 5 p.m. And so there's going to be 4 great bands there. Again, more food, awesome vendors. But like that's an awesome Sunday right
That's
there.
a pretty good Sunday.
So don't go too hard on Saturday night.
Well, I'm going to be working a lot on Sunday, but
Yeah.
I'll try to make it for
So
some.
you're gonna make it for some of it. We'll do that.
Yeah.
Anyways, next week we have Rob Decker. He is the vice or the co-chair, he's the vice president of the Centertown Community Association, as well as a member of the Conservative Party that's going to be running against Yasser Naqvi in the next election. So, but he's very involved with all of Centertown, and it's going to be a very interesting show for sure.
And hopefully we'll have a Good Luck Assembly on there for our musical guest.
Musical guest from Good Luck. So last song is going to be Down to Texas, from Ottawa to Texas. And thank you so much, Micheline. It was great.
Thanks for having me.
Have a good week, guys.
Have a great week. Thank you so much.
See me no more.